Alright guys, so we're here to talk about the cat2150 from Cornwell and the Snapon mg325. Some things I think about them that are pretty important and what you should or shouldn't buy. So, first things first. The Snapon mg325 has a breakaway torque of 425 foot-pounds, a max applied torque of 325 foot-pounds, 10,700 RPMs, and it has a magnesium housing. It's 2.8 pounds and made in the good old US of A. Now the price on this guy here is $479.95. So needless to say, it's freaking expensive, okay? You are not getting this for free. You're not getting it for cheap either. Even used, you can still spend upwards of $250, $300 on these. They're expensive, but it might just be worth it. Now this little guy, the Cornwell cat2150, now it's some blue power number and it doesn't seem to be showing up on the website, so I don't know if the website is down or if this is no longer sold by Cornwell. But a guy at work had one, I borrowed it, I'm here to talk about it. This impact has a breakaway torque of 500 foot-pounds, a max applied torque of 370 foot-pounds, a free speed of 11,500 RPMs, it weighs 2.4 pounds and is a composite impact. A little bit lighter, and no, I don't see a problem with having a composite impact inherently. There's no reason not to, I guess. I mean, you shouldn't be dropping these from any crazy heights. I kind of prefer the magnesium feel, look, and durability of these because I have dropped this from some pretty ridiculous heights, and it has had this horrendous boot on there. It's old as dirt. I should probably get a new one, but I'm not very responsible, so I'll probably put this thing back on after this video. The price on this thing is to be determined. I do not know. I tried to look it up and I can't find any for sale. There are used ones. I saw one on eBay for $80. It's very possible that Cornwell sells a better impact that is more in line with this 325 over here, and I'm just not sure how much so. So obviously one of the most notable differences here is that this one is mostly plastic. Up to this point, obviously, and some of the internals are potentially plastic. Another difference here is the switch back and forth is thumb right here. This plastic lever right here feels a little chintzy and it seems like it would probably break. The trigger mechanism is essentially only held by this rod in the very center. You can see it right there. And there doesn't seem to be anything really holding it towards the top of the impact. It just seems kind of exposed and like it might break off. Obviously this example hasn't broken off, but you know, it's just a kind of a worry. On the Snapon mg325 we have the reverse, the forward and reverse switch is push this back here for forward, pull this for reverse. It might seem a little weird off the top. The Cornwell seems like it's a little bit easier for maybe first timers or new guys, but this is just something that you kind of get used to. The trigger mechanism on this, even though it is very similar and does have the rod in the center and does have a little bit of twist left and right, you do get this shield here on the bottom. Now you can see that shield here, I don't know, it just feels like it's more protected. I've never had a problem with my Snap-on trigger hanging up or anything, and the trigger is actually one of the most important parts about this whole conversation we're going to have here by myself. And now for the comparison that I believe is most important here, I'll just do a sweep of this trigger real quick to show you where the power band is, I guess, and just how it sounds. On this trigger here, it just has more of a steady range, and you can actually pick positions on this trigger to help it work the way you would imagine it should. So now I'll do a full sweep of this trigger just to let you hear what that sounds like. So, as you can hear, that's kind of a big difference. I'll try it again with the Cornwell to make sure I did it right the first time. See, it just doesn't have that smooth flow between speeds. The trigger is just, it's like it's 2 or 3 position. It's pretty unfortunate. I don't like that at all. I wouldn't recommend a trigger on any impact that worked like this one to pretty much anybody. I mean, you could get a cheaper impact as long as the trigger's a little bit better, because it's not so much about the impact being strong, especially in this 3/8 size, because you can get a 1/2 inch impact for that. You want these impacts like this to be able to get into some lower clearance spaces and still deliver some decent power. Just be aware that this Cornwell trigger and impacts that look like this, that are probably made by the same folks, they're kind of sketchy. I don't really know if I recommend it, especially to people who don't have very well trained trigger fingers. But, you know, it's cheaper, and if you don't want to spend a whole lot on tools, it will probably get the job done. Then you have this. Now, there are other impacts that do exactly what this one does, and maybe some that even do it better. I don't know, most of my shop, we all run this guy. These two impacts both do the same job. I have questions about the ratings on this one. I do not, however, question the ratings on this one. I've seen it do some pretty heavy duty stuff. It's throwing out some real torque, and it pretty much swings with the regular 1/2 inch impacts. That's something that I've seen pretty common with the Snap-on impacts. They kind of swing above their weight, in my experience. If I had to do it all over again, I would 100% buy this impact over this one for twice the price or more. It doesn't really matter to me. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, say something nice in the comments, check out some of my other videos, and later.